Good evening, everyone. Popping on tonight. Brawling. Tonight we're just gonna play variety, whatever we feel like playing, out of the decks that I have. All of these decks are hand built with the exception of this one that I was trying out. Let's see what the gods deck. This one's fun. Show you what it does. Right, the deck is built around World Tree. Makes all of your lands tap for mana of any color if you have 6 or more lands. And then also you can pay 2 of each color, tap and sacrifice it to search for any number of god cards and then put them on the battlefield and shuffle. That's the goal of the deck, is to activate that last ability and get out as many gods as we can. We have quite a suite of gods. If it resolves, we usually just win on the spot. But hopefully we'll be able to do it and you can see it in action. We have quite a few ways to go find any land. World map. You can find the world tree, expedition map. We should probably add crop rotation. I built this a long time ago and haven't updated it. Crop rotation is a nice easy way to get. Oh, what's our land count? 43. We could probably cut a land for that. Down a forest. So yeah, we have lots of ways to find the world tree. We also have quite a bit of ramp. Ways to play extra lands. Ways to gain some life. Quite a few board wipes to get rid of creatures. Deal with creature go wide decks. And yeah, the whole goal, just get out the world tree, activate it, and kill our opponent. It's a lot of fun, and actually better than it might sound like. My win rate is usually pretty good with it, so let's give it a shot. Up against Sir Conrad the Grim. So sources of life gain will be good. Courser of Crufix is a great source of life gain in this deck. More in any deck, really. One of my favorite cards. Played it a bit in Modern. Got some ramp and one of my gods. I mean, I can always play this as the Prismatic Bridge as well, which is just also very strong. So yeah, this hand is fine. For Conrad, leeches opponents whenever creatures enter or leave graveyards. Starting on Shambling Ghast. Usually a bit of an Aristocrats deck, if you know what that is. Go ahead and play another tap land. Next turn we'll go for Crufix. Courser. Crufix is also in the deck. Ripples of Undeath. Very good card. Kind of an expensive one, actually. In paper, at least. And it's rare on here, so you know. I'm trying to remember if I have... I do have Scry. Okay, so I need more green. I have black, green, white, so red and blue. So green, red, blue. Get the Let's get a red, blue Skyland. We have it. I don't know if we have it. It's not imperative to get all our colors, especially since we're trying to find a world tree. It can fix our mana. Let's just go ahead and go for the hedge mate. It's this blue mana. And we don't need an extra land right now. Get one anyway. That's fine. We can play the Courser. Alright, so we have white, blue, green, and our black. So we need a red source for this. We want to play it on the back side, which I think we do. Lair of Malice. Want to sacrifice a creature. What did he get back? He got Black Market Connections back. Diabolic Intent. Backs the Dabbling Ghast to look for any card in his deck and put it to his hand. Could be any number of very powerful cards. We'll see what he get at some point, I'm sure. Alright, drew another one of our gods. Okay, so we have the land on top. Yeah, we'll go ahead and play the land. We don't want that on top, because we want as many gods still in the deck as possible for when we play our big turn. If they're in our hand, we can't get them out with the World Tree, which is honestly kind of odd if you ask me, but like, why would a tree not be able to find gods in your hand when they can find them anywhere in your deck? Anyway, let's... I think we really can be punished for attacking. Could be wrong, but I'm just gonna do it. Doesn't matter. And this is instant speed, so we can just hold that up and that'll shuffle away the Dejaru. Build 3 over. In a Cursed Marauder. He might try to get that Marauder back and kill my creature. Not a big deal. If he does that, I'll ramp in response. That does give us our red source for the God of the Tree. Getting something back. Castle Lockmate, okay. Plays Black Market Connections, that makes sense. Passes. Alright. Don't want to share. Alright, so we'll sacrifice this. Get a black source and another white source, just in case we need a board wipe. A lot of the board wipes. White. And crop rotation on top. Okay. And play the tap lane. Play the Prismatic Bridge. He's not likely to have a way to deal with this. Black doesn't have a ton of enchantment removal. So that's likely to stick, and will hit creatures and planeswalkers. I don't know if I even have any planeswalkers, but I have a few creatures. Pays the full cost for Black Market Connection. That's fine. Shelter is a big deal. Alright, Hylia Keen-Eyed. Makes creature spells cost less, which is kind of cool. And we can play Kura because even if it does die, we get to look for lands. Have 6 mana. So we'll play Verdant Catacombs, play the Kura. It can either block or we can just let it die. To Eldritch Effect either way, be able to get our World Tree. Alternatively, we can make another big creature, but I don't think that's probably going to be. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, we'll look for the lands. Alright, so we know we want the World Tree at the very least. And then beyond that, Dry Land, or Surveil Land, and Fetch Land for life. Down to 9, so eventually he should probably stop activating all of that. Choosing treasure and draw. Why is it giving me timeout message? Happening. Okay. Weird. Well, let's give that deck another shot since the game kind of just randomly ended on there. Is this the same guy? What is happening? Why is my screen... I think Arena might have broken. Not sure what's going on. Okay. Well, we'll Alt F4 out of this. Start it. Really weird. Random glitch. Okay, I'm gonna try restarting it again. If you can hear me, I am working on getting ready. What's happening? looks like we're back in. And he dropped the game, which is fine, I guess. Very strange little glitches. Alright, well, let's just jump into another game with this deck, see how it does. Didn't really get a chance to see the outcome of that last one. Up against Evelyn the Covetous, which lets you cast your opponent's spells and cares about vampires to do it. I actually built an Evelyn the Covetous deck in paper, and the deck is a lot of fun. Cool card. This hand is fine. It has some ramp into some more ramp into some more ramp into Titania's Command to ramp and find World Tree. So, and we've got Emrakul if we need it. Strong card. Dryland, or Surveil Land, we want to try and hit a land for next turn if we can. Bilious Skull Dweller, interesting. Okay, I'm guessing he doesn't have any... I don't know what's going on here. Another vampire. Exile top card of each player's library with a collection counter on it. Once per turn, you may get play cards from exile, collection counters on. He steals stuff from both decks, or takes stuff from both decks for her own and mine. Death Touch and Toxic. And I guess Emporium Thopterus is just a good card. Not sure what that's all about though. Did not hit our land drop, but we can just into the north. And we already have double green. We do not have any black. So we'll grab a land with black in it. Black green's fine. Righty. Another Lewis land drop. Go ahead and cultivate though, that will get us the land we looking for. Alright, we'll go ahead and get white source. So if we get, we already have what, two white sources, but that's okay. And another blue. The blue source. Good thing we had the ramp spells, otherwise we wouldn't have lands. Getting in. A board wipe would be good. Okay, that's at least a land. Not an untapped land, unfortunately, but we can play Hour of Promise. Something. Something's holding priority, not sure what it is. Counter spell. Effective. Huh. I honestly have no idea what my opponent's doing. Very strange menagerie of archives. We've only really seen two cards. Okay. We'll play this, hope it resolves, make a couple bears, search. another counter spell. Okay. If we don't hit a land drop, we die. I don't see any kind of cohesive strategy here, but okay, we didn't hit. We die. That was an exceedingly stupid game. We didn't hit what we needed, and they countered 2 of our spells. About the least flavorful Evelyn deck I've ever seen. Degenerate. What are you going to do? Moving on, we'll try it again. Considering we have, I think, like 12 to 15 board wipes, it's frustrating when you lose to a go-wide deck without any kind of interaction. Alright, Orvar, usually some sort of combo deck. This hand's fine. Yeah, it's got lands, it's got ramp. It does things. This can help us buy some time while ramping, which is nice. Alright. Start on a tap land. We do have an awful lot of tap lands in this deck, I will say. Alright, nice untap land to get into the north out. And we'll grab a black and blue source. Or we just won't do it at all. That's fine. 2 counterspell decks in a row. Just peak magic right here. Peak. Cartel's a card. Okay, we'll just play a tap land and play. I don't think we'll need a Wrath, but we have it if we need it. Where was that last game, huh? Ugh, throat. And we'll just let's play a tap land and plan to activate this guy. Get our world tree. I'm not in any rush in this deck, so Ristic Study is usually not a big deal. But just a gross card in general. Like he's looking at my creature. Okay. Something's holding priority for an ability. Not sure what that would be. Be some sort of like counter activated ability thing. Grab the world tree. Opponent is scrutinizing every little play. Like their lives depend on it. Okay. I think I just play Scout without the kicker, so I can pay for it. Ristic Study. Yeah. Yep, that's what I'm doing. No kicker, don't need him. Not a deck I really need the tokens. That. We'll get Black Sword. Opponent in the tank. Okay, behold the multiverse in response. Right. And I'm not even going to bother attacking. A play could not matter less. Didn't have the mana to activate him anyway. our countdown. And we draw an Enzrag. I think we just play this and bet with it. So we can keep hitting our land. Yeah, and we can pay the 1 and even still get any land. Probably gonna have a surveil land because we want to try to keep hitting our land drops. So we have World Tree, so it doesn't matter too much. Grab whatever it doesn't matter. Surveil land of something. I guess that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. And if he counters it, again, I don't really care that much. Issue a source road targets one or more permanents you control. Create a token that's copy of one of those permanents. Okay. Thankfully, Heuristic Study doesn't really matter that much against me. Unless they're putting a lot of pressure on me. I don't. But hey, he can keep doing that to his heart's content. Not a big deal. Okay, we'll just Migration's Path pay for 2 of these. Grab an island and a mountain. Okay. We're at 8 lands. We need to be at 11 to combo. And it looks like our opponent, well, they may be aware of it, but they're just looking at everything we have. Another Heuristic Study. Probably fine, I don't really care. Okay. Play Wrath of God and just pay for all the Heuristic Studies. Counters it, he counters it, no big deal. Okay. We just need to keep hitting land drops at this point, and eventually we'll get there. That's a land, which is nice. And we'll play Bladeheart and pay for the studies. Against any other deck, I can imagine this being really frustrating. Thankfully, I don't care. And we'll play the land. And tide. Grab a wrist. Not in any danger of dying anytime soon. And we'll just pass. We're at 9 lands, we need 2 more. Opponent finally starting to realize that the Heuristic Studies aren't that important. Drawn what? A single card? Opponent attacks, no blocks. A card is worth way more alive. Okay. It's either Gigantha or Ulvenwald. Do that. That's we can pay for 3 of them. Play against that we can pay for all 4. And if it survives till my next turn, we get to activate World Tree. Okay, that's fine. We now have more power on the board than he does. For what it's worth. I don't honestly care. I'm not in any danger. Eventually I will hit lands to... Okay. Another land. Group the Hydra, pay for 3 of the studies. That's fine. Heal. He can't counter the ability. X. Opponent looking at our creatures. Okay. Board wipe. I think we'll just play the Ilharg. Get some pressure. Pay for all the heuristic studies. Turns out when you have 1,000,000 lands, pay for it. Opponent may have an interaction spell for that, that's fine. Here it is. Moment of truth. Does he have an ability counter? Doesn't look like it. He could have a Cyclonic Rift, which would be kind of annoying. But we still get the Perforos damage in regardless. Got something. Yep, Cyclonic Rift, that's fine. Let's see, what abilities can we activate? They'll tap for mana, so any activated abilities we have, we can activate. Looking. Go ahead and activate that, I suppose. Okay, the end of the world. We still get the damage in with Perforos. And we still have down to 5. Alright, so if I remember correctly, they upgraded so that you can pick 7 cards to keep. Yeah, okay. Let's Benegos, Lothis for sure. Perforos, not that one, the other Perforos. Actually, we might want to keep both Perforos. Ilharg. Emrakul. Yeah, we'll keep the other one. And in theory, we could play Perforos and paste in a creature next turn, or just play Perforos, pay for the heuristic studies, and bide our time. Okay, well, let's go for Perforos, one that deals damage. Not in any rush, I'm just gonna pass. I don't want to give him any cards. For all the spells. And yes, didn't get to do the combo kill. But you did get to see what it does. Pretty cool. Opponent having to draw cards of their own volition rather than getting them from me. Lots of card draw he's getting. Brawl, Chief of Compliance. One of the boogeyman commanders of the format. Act for 3. Fortunately, I mean, we've just got kind of inevitability unless you can deal with these enchantments. Right, 2 damage. Play the land. Opponent's got something. Another counterspell. Fine. He's digging for something. Like I said before, this is usually some sort of combo deck, so... Bolas digging for an instant or sorcery card. Depending on what happens, we might play Emrakul next turn. Okay, and it looks like that's game. Because I can't block enough. Right, we'll move on. That's totally fine. Getting some really odd, funky matchups or funky glitches. Eventually we'll get a proper game. That doesn't counter every spell I play or stuff like that. Not that they did in that last game, but I mean, I think anyone can agree it was a pretty frustrating, annoying, low game. I don't actually have a problem with counterspells. I have a problem with counterspell people who thrive on counterspells. Viewpoint on the game. That makes sense. But whatever. Alrighty. On the play against Ashling the Limitless with a fine, very life gain heavy hand. And a board wipe. Come in handy. Starting with Leyline. Oh, I should put that in this deck, honestly. Alright, start on a tap land. Probably don't. No, we might need a little. We'll keep that for now. Alright, play Druid class. Might want to wipe the board, so I'm just gonna play a tap land. I guess we could have leveled up, but we're not in any rush. Let's see what comes up next. Parcel Beast. Okay. Alrighty, let's see. Alright, we'll just go ahead and level up this turn. Play multiple lands in our hand. And they activate Parcel Beast. Tiefling. Okay. I doubt I'm dying next turn, so I'll here. The border on this screen now be mine. But not this. Really strange. Alright, well, let's go ahead and play Courser and try to get a land off the top. Something holding priority. Okay, play a land. Farseek on top, which means we can get the second white source for board wipes if we need it. And we'll just pass. Activating Parcel Beast again. As long as they're not pressuring me, I'm happy. Torture is a good blocker too. Right, and blowing up my Courser. Okay, that's fine. Still not in a lot of danger, honestly. I'm only down to 24. I mean, okay. All right, play the Blade Heart and play Farseek. You find something with the planes in the pipeline. We're missing blue. Do we have anything with blue? Wait, hedge maze? But I need the white sword. Well, we'll just get the Lush Portico. Yeah, we'll keep the blue source on top. That's fine. Okay. No blocks. And we'll go ahead and wipe the board. Use Starfall Invocation, give them the cards. Blade Heart. Need to draw some gas pretty soon here. I guess we could play Anzrag, but that's not going to really get us very far. Board wipe, though, could hurt them, so maybe not. They hit me. I'm assuming he'll hit Glade Heart, but maybe not. Running into another issue. It is... Not sure what's happening. I don't know if I'm lagging or if they're lagging or... It's gotta be Arena because my internet is fine. Tested it. Okay, I'm gonna restart the game again. Ugh, these glitches are unfortunate. Looks like the attack resolved. So let's play a land, Brawl creature. Okay, but we still need something before too long, or we're just going to stall out and they're going to take over the game. They have a lot of cards in hand. We only have this. Drotha, that's unfortunate. Alright, and a card we can't cast. That's unfortunate. Can't activate this either. Okay, we'll play Giganta and just pass. Yeah. You know what? We're just gonna move on. This is... Opponent had all the card draw in the world, and I just took beds after bed. Alright. We're gonna put the Gods deck away for now. It didn't really do anything. It was kind of a flop. So, let's try something else. Let's try Gix. Very straightforward deck. Gix and a whole bunch of creatures that are hard to block. Draw as many cards as possible to either beat down for the victory or activate Gix's other ability to deal opponent's spells. Alright. Keza, Augur of Agonies. Usually some sort of control deck that likes to draw lots of cards to kill you. This hand is pretty good. I would love another land, but that Deep Cavern Bat's nice. Take a peek at their hand, and we have a 1-drop, so we'll give this a shot. And we have Priest plus Clattering Augur as an easy sacrifice creature. Alright, start on Hateful Idol. Also got Veto with some life gain creatures, which is nice. Alright, Alchemist's Assistant. I also believe I put a bit of a life gain theme in here. I haven't played this deck in a while. Let's take a look at their hand. Alright, well, okay, so that would give us an Investigate token at least. Whelming Wave would bounce everything. Annoying. But not a big deal. Yes. A lot of removal. A lot of removal. Probably the Vanishing Burst, because otherwise he can just kill my creature and I don't get anything out of it, so we'll take the Vanishing Burst. He'll still be able to kill the Bat, but he'll at least give me a token, an Investigate token. Okay. Unfortunately did not hit a land, but this can draw a card, so let's see if we can hit. Great, awesome. Alright. The Whelming Wave? Nope. Dramatic Lantern. Need my Declaration in Stone here. That's fine. Gives us a token. And yes, he does have removal for Gix, but we can just drop some cards out of it. Yeah, I did put a bit of life gain in here. That way I can offset the damage that this does to me. Okay. And play this. Yep, had a feeling. That's fine. Alright. So, start with the Augur. Draw a card. And then that's dead. And we'll just play things he knows about. Yeah, we'll just play our commander. That way we don't give him more information. He's going to remove something. And might as well be something he already knows. New cards. Get that card out of his hand. Totally fine. He goes down a card. I go down a commander I can recast. And we'll discard this, because we can use it out of the grave. Our set.
I know 88.
Okay, we want to try and kill that because it prevents us from drawing extra cards. Patriarch's Humiliation. And Flux Check. Alright. So let's get some hard to block creatures out. Get some stuff on the board. Decline to do that because I can't draw cards. I can't draw a second card.
Before action.
Alright, digging. Blood money. Okay. Still not a huge deal. We still have creatures we can play. Alright, that's actually tough. We can get back probably Soothsayer. Yeah, probably Soothsayer. Or Braids, but Soothsayer is more likely to be able to kill this. Either that or Braids. Good break. It's just a better card overall. And again, can't draw extra cards right now. Alright, cashes in the Narset.
And prepare.
And misses. I love it. I love it. And he scoops it up. I feel like that was a bit of a premature scoop, but he might have seen the writing on the wall. Card advantage is the name of the game. He won't be able to bury us in it because we're very good at it too. Cool. Alright. Cat gator. I get that it's a catfish and an alligator, but it's still funny to me that a cat gator is a fish. Also, cat gator, alligators and crocodiles are not the same thing. So the type line is totally off. Oh, goodness. Okay. On to the next one. Up against Goreclaw. That is big creature tribal, essentially. Makes power for greater creatures cost 2 less, and gives something +1/+1 and trample attacks. Okay, this hand is just fine. We can go 1-drop into Tapland, 1-drop into X. If all goes well. Alright, so we'll play Battle, last one to start. Cabal Stronghold is cool for later on. Attack. And play other flyer. Mono green doesn't tend to have a ton of interaction unless they have creatures that interact. So we're just going to get Gix out and draw some cards. He has something though. Something is holding priority. Get in. Draw 2 cards and mill us both for 1. That's funny, milling the bog over when I have this guy. Kind of an anti-synergy. Kenrith Transformation is a way to kill some creatures, or sort of. Alright, let's see. Let's just do as much damage as we can. Play Aquazot. And I'm willing to trade my commander for Tireless Provisioner if they want. That honestly surprises me. But I'm happy with it. I don't really want them having Tireless Provisioner. And we're over on hand side. Oh, no, we're not. Never mind. We are at 7 cards. Plays Goreclaw. Okay. I think we'll just play our commander and get into more beats. Down to 10. We draw 3. One of the cool things also is we have some recursive creatures, like Oathsworn, that we can ditch if we go over on hand size. And Silver Smoke as well. So, Oathsworn can go. Swamp can go. And Silver Smoke. Go. Cool. Nice little combo-tastic stuff going on. Alright, this is a scary turn because he can play something that's a... Oh, this makes 6 mana for creatures, so he could play an 8-drop this. Raise Forerunners, okay. A lot of damage, but it's not enough. 15, we're down to 3, and he dies on the crackback. Oh wait. That's blocked. What am I saying? Let's see. I think we gotta flood the board. I probably should have blocked there, but you live and you learn. Okay, so let's get some lifelink. Let's get Soothsayer. And not technically lifelink, but Blood Witch can gain us. No, actually, maybe it's Leech Comp. Yeah, it's probably Leech. Okay, assuming he doesn't have Craterhoof Behemoth, we should be okay. 4, 7, 8. Not quite enough. So, yeah, we have to wait another turn. But we can block some stuff and stay alive. Assuming he doesn't have Mass Trample again. Yeah, I think not blocking was a misplay, but... well, we also have the mana up for Death Touch. Cycle's Wilt. Yeah, that's not going to do him much good. Don't have a lot of enchantments or artifacts in the deck. I mean, this is an artifact, I guess. Alright, goes to combat. Okay. Double block there, that's 1 damage. And block there. That prevents just to block with everything. We'll trade boards, but we won't take any damage and we'll gain some. He has something. That's fine. Still alive. And that shields that for him. Okay. So... yeah, that's the play. So we'll play Null Priest to get Rika and make him sacrifice his creature. Oop, what's happening? What's happening? Is it crashing again? Okay, there we go. Yeah, so Henrika. Make him sacrifice creature. And we will sacrifice Null Priest. Unless he has more hasty threats, we're okay. Like a questing beast would kill us. Okay, that's not... Alright, so we have a couple options. We can transform this, get in. Another trample threat, really annoying. Alright, let's just get out a bunch of creatures. Death touching creature. And 3/3. Transform her and get in. And that will bring back Silver Spoon Blue as well, which we can sacrifice. He either sacrifices the creature, lets me draw, which leeches him for a life again. That is really scary. 12, 3, 4, minus 5 is 7, but we gain a life. We're alive! And we can pump for the win. Excellent. And he's just dead. Woohoo! Beat the Mono Green Menace. Good stuff. Good stuff. Even through a misplay. Alright. Yeah, as you can see, Goreclaw can just come out of nowhere and clock you for a lot of damage. Looks like he had a bit of a... as many hasty threats as he could find theme going on. Which I understand. That surprise damage kills people. Really does. Defeats people. Ah, Joda. This deck is really stupid. This card is such a mistake. Such a mistake. But we have a nice strong opening. Nice fast, strong start. So, we might be okay. Good old Knight of the Ebon Legion on turn 1 is good. And depending on what he plays. Okay. We'll get in. And we'll play the Scourge. Opponent ramps. Alright, we're just going to play our commander and draw 2. We'll just start with attacks. Doesn't look like he has any turn. Draw 3 more cards. Knight will get bigger. And I'm not going to overcommit to the board. Oh, I already see the line. Yeah, so the line is Orzhov Enforcer, because he dies into a token, and Vengeful Blood Witch. So if he does wipe the board, he leech a bunch of stuff. So, not bad. And we have a nice full hand. Alright, just plays Yoda. Okay, we're just going to keep the pressure up. Play the Nykthos. Play the... Actually, I think I threatened to activate. Just keep up the pressure as much as possible. Right? All right, take 4. To get card draw, and we'll play a Death Touching blocker, and Arching Vessel, and pitch a swamp. He needs a board wipe, and that's game. Excellent. That is really good. I like beating that deck because ridiculously. Yoda is such a mistake. Okay. 4-2. Trample. Deals combat damage. Create a food. I mean, I do like food cards. You know what? I don't actually currently have a commander deck, so let's build one. Let's build a deck. I have a commander in mind. Came out since I last played on Arena. O equals food. If you don't know, you can do O equals and it'll look up stuff with text box that says has the whatever you put after it. Notably, if you put spaces though, it won't register the cards after the space or the Oracle text part. Alright, so Yaminar talk is really fun. And yeah, he doesn't actually exist in paper, unfortunately. Otherwise, I would totally make a commander deck out of him. A lot of fun. A fun idea. I mean, freaking polar bear, ice fisherman, awesome. Rosie's cool, but not really food focused, more token focused. And mono white isn't the greatest for food. Same with Build a Pony, cool, but you usually want green for food decks. Peregrine Took is good. I've never tried Eleanor Gardner, but she might be good. It's hard to say. Camellia, I have a friend who has a Camellia deck in paper for Commander. And yeah, this Commander can be very powerful. But again, less food focused, more squirrel focused. The food is more of a means to an end. Greta is relatively meh. She's not terrible, but she's a little lackluster. Egress really strong. Elob is also pretty powerful, turning your opponent's dead creatures into food, although she's expensive. I have a friend who was thinking about building a deck around her. Same friend that owns the Squirrel deck. Samwise Gamgee, one of my all-time favorite cards. I've built several decks around Samwise, both in paper and online. He can go in several different ways. Legendary creatures. You can do like artifact creatures, which I actually have a paper commander deck that's built around that. And then you can also do like a hybrid, or just kind of focus on the food. That's a pretty cool card. Butterbeer, I honestly don't understand why they couldn't just make it so he makes a food token at the end step. He would still not be a very good card, and he's just even worse because he works the way. Bad. Cool card, in theory. Albiorix, another one you can only play online. And it's more about the goose rather than the food itself. But notably, you can also build this with like clues and other things. Could also be good with the new mutagen stuff going on. Might be something to do. Ignis Scientia, he's a ramp spell in the command zone, which is cool. But he's not really focused around food either. He makes food tokens. But Oko's banned. Goose Mother, kind of the paper version of Albiorix. This one is pretty cool. But I don't know. Simic is annoying. Not to play with, but play against, and try not to inflict that on my opponents as much as I can. Let's see what we don't have. There's one from... what is it? Avatar that I've been wanting to... Momo. Okay. Weird card. Good, but again, not in green, and probably not worth it. That is really good if I have white in the deck. Keep that in mind. Soren is, again, not really focused around the food as much as the life gain. Around life gain. But he is a cool card. I wouldn't mind crafting it, although I don't have a mythic right now. Glitterfang, he's a bit weaker than I'd like. 5 mana is a bit much for him, and his ability's also expensive. Neriatic, there's not enough halflings to really make this good. Also, you only get one no matter how many halflings attack. Annoying, because what halflings there are tend to have kind of a go wide, make lots of halfling token strategy, so it doesn't even scale off of that. Michelangelo. I love Ninja Turtles, but I hate the Ninja Turtle set. I gotta be honest. I wish it was not a thing. It is totally unimmersive. I think a set built around pizza would be a flavorful. That's a flavor fail. All right, Tarantusk, Spider Boar. Oh, this is one of those. I think the paper version of this is Spider Pig. 2 mana, 2/2 enters, create a food, and a whole host of creature types get +1/+1. This is less about food and more about random creature tribal. Urska, Sweet Tooth. Attacks, create a food, has a green-white and its ability, so it's in zone. Uninspired, honestly. Other decks do this better. Peregrine took another one, once again one of my favorites, but Cabbage Merchant. This is the one I was thinking about. I think that last ability, tap 2 untap foods to make mana, is nuts. So I'm very tempted to try. But let's see what else there is that we don't have. Bosco, just a bear. Create a food for each legendary creature you... Okay, so in the command zone, he'd be mono green. Do like mono green legends, but it'd be more about the legends than food. Which honestly, he would fit really well in a Samwise deck. Samwise Gamgee. Galadriel, enters or attacks. You can make food tokens. Less about the food, more about just getting what you need at the time. Pizza face. Ugh. Create a food token at the beginning of your end step. If a permanent left the battlefield under your control this turn, put 3+1/+1 counters on up to 1 target artifact or creature. Turns into 0/0 mutant. I hate that I like this card. I don't like the flavor. And yes, I understand there's a pun there. But I do not like this. Again, it's a Ninja Turtles thing. It doesn't fit. But the effects are really cool. And he's uncommon. I could just craft him. See what else there is. Ragos. I have a friend who has a Ragos deck, and I really like Ragos. I don't think I want to build him though because he is kind of well known and very powerful. Iroh, Keymaster. Create a food at the beginning of combat on your turn. You may have target opponent gain control of target permanent you control. When you do, create a 1/1 white ally. Put a ++ counter on the token for each your opponent controls. That's really cool. I mean, yet again, it's not really food focused, but it's a cool card. I am tempted. Give your opponents a bunch of random stuff and make big tokens. And you get to do it right away. You can even give them, you can play them on turn 3, give them the food token, go to combat, give them the food, and make a token. Then you'd be a 2/2. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. And in Morocco, another one that's pretty well known. And I don't know. I kind of hate this card because it's so common and it's not as powerful as or it's way more powerful than it looks like on the surface. And I think it's a mistake, honestly. I don't want I don't want it to be so mainstream food strategy. So it's between Iroh. I honestly think I've been a big cabbage merchant. I only have the one rare, and I've been wanting to build this. All right. So, still got food as my indicator card, indicator word. So I know I want goose. Many partings I go back and forth on, but I think overall it's probably not worth it. Party food. Doesn't, thankfully, is not very good for specifically a food strategy. It's a good card in general, but you want to craft it. I don't have a rare anyways. Pippin's Bravery's meh. Same with this. Create a food token. Ooh, that's pretty good. Yeah, I'll take that. Cash grab, mill 4. You may put permanent current. Oh yeah. But that's a maybe. I always put the maybes after my land, and I'll go through them. I still want them. That'll be good if I have enough. I mean, it's not bad out scroll. Better with them. Courier. Nest. Search library for a food card. Reveal it, put it in your hand in the shuffle. If you don't put a card in your hand this way, create a food token. Yeah, that's fantastic. There, notably, the card type has to be food. So, like, I couldn't get Gilded Goose with it. But there are some really, really good cards that are foods. None of these are very great. Leaves from the Vine. One of the green. Mill 3, create a food. 2 creatures. Draw a card if there's a creature or lesson card in. So it makes a food, mills you 3. Pumps a couple creatures, and then maybe draw. Say it draws you half a card. I mean, I can't count on having a lesson. Yes, I'm gonna make this, but it's only one. I can't imagine I'm gonna have a ton. But I'll have quite a few creatures. So maybe? Put that in the maybe. No to Mariotic. Michelangelo. Wild card anyway. Claw Patch is another one I go back and forth on. I do think this one's pretty good. It can remove a couple different things or just fail case draw you and make you food. So I like that. Now this one is kind of like cash grab, except it doesn't mill you, but it also guaranteed to make you. I usually think this is the Art of Tea. 2 mana instant lesson. Put a counter on a creature and create a. Now this one's not as good. Just a counter and a food is not really worth a card, in my opinion. This one's better because, well, yes, it is just a food token. It also can make a massive creature. It's good early game, and it's good late game. Scales. Assuming someone doesn't blow up all my food. Tough Cookie. So this is an example of a card that is a food that's worth tutoring with that other card. So Tough Cookie's great. Comes in, is a food, makes a food, can turn your foods into creatures. Solid. Solid. Also, in the same way this can turn your large amounts of food into a threat, so can this. Very good. Trail Crumbs auto-include in any food. Very, very powerful. Unlucky Cabbage Merchant. I saw this one also. Sadly, he's not legendary like his counterpart. But that ability to ramp you a land every time you sack a food is insane. This card is nuts. I don't have to play it to know that's really powerful. I mean, people pay 2 mana for Rampant Growth, and that's a staple. This makes all your foods into Rampant Growth plus gain 3 life. And he makes his own food. This card is insane. Welcome to Sweet Tooth, another one that weaponizes your food tokens by giving you counters on something equal to the number of food you have. And also, like, it just makes a token. A food token also makes a human token, so I like this card. I like this card a lot. Brandywine Farmer. I wish it cost 2 mana. It would be probably worth playing if it was 2 mana. But at 3 mana, it's too much. Creeping Crystal Coating. I like the effect. It does have flash, which is cool. Okay. This is a maybe. I don't like the mana cost. I think it is a little much, but the effect is really cool, and it can be surprise factors. That's a maybe. Ruffle Snout, the one we found earlier. I don't think it's. Elephant Mandrill. Elephant Monkey. 3 mana, 3/2 reach. Each player creates a food. Begin combat on your turn. It's +1/+1 until end of turn for each artifact your opponents control. This is one of those cards that if you had sideboards in Brawl, it'd be great. If you're playing against artifact decks, this card could be great. I mean, yes, it does give him a food token, but if all it's doing is giving +1/+1 a turn, it's not worth it. Not for 3 mana. Giant Opportunity. This one's kind of one of those weird ones. It's 3 food tokens or a 7/7 for 2 food. 3 mana is a little too much for it, is the problem, I think. That being said, it is 3 mana for 3 food. So it's always kind of a maybe. Hinterland Chef, this is an online only card. And it's basically 3 mana, draw specifically a food creature. Its whole thing is it makes creature tokens. Some of them are really good, like Gilded Goose, the snake you probably saw. Not that one, but Lotus Cobra. And then they become food tokens. Yeah, Hinterland Chef is good. There's so many dials on this card that could have been adjusted to make it good. The food part is fine. 1 mana, make a food. No big deal. Why? You could either have taken away the pay 1 mana, to make it so you sack a food, get it +2/+2. Or could have taken away the sorcery, or only once each turn part, so you could at least put multiple food into it. But those two things, making it cost mana and only being able to do it once a turn, means this card is very heavily capped. I don't think it's worth it. Honor's Ray Leader. Now this card, on the other hand, this card is good. Nice, uncommon, built-in trample. Gets a counter for each squirrel and or food. You do not have to have a squirrel deck for it to work. And it keeps getting bigger every time a squirrel or food comes out. So very strong. Peregrine Took, already talked about it. Return from the Wilds. In a specifically food deck, I think it's worth it. It can ramp you and make a food at its like kind of baseline. And then the 1/1 can be relevant sometimes. Sometimes you want that over the food token. Sometimes you just make a food and a human. This card's fine. It's not anything to write home about, but I think it's good. Spider Food. I wish it was an instant. I honestly, I'm always sad when I see it in my hand because it's not that good. I wish it was better. It's a maybe. I mean, if I need more removal, it is food themed. Stew the Conies is fine removal. Makes a food. But boy, did I wish it was only 2 mana. Another one that I'm always on the fence about. Tireless Provisioner, auto include in pretty much any green deck, honestly. Super powerful card. Like, you don't need it to make food for it to be good. But it happens to do that if you need it. Bristlebud Farmer is kind of a weird one. 4 mana 5/5 trample is good stats, makes a couple food. And then you can kind of sort of draw cards with it. Another one I'm on the fence about, but it's a maybe. Eleanor Gardner, same thing. Her ability is very good. Although, look at this, and then compare it to Unlucky Cabbage Merchant, and it makes her look ridiculous. She's 4 mana. She gets you 1 ramp if you sacrifice a food in a turn. Tapped. You don't get any more than that, no matter how many food you sacrifice. Yes, she has a 2/4 stats, whatever. But she's a 4 mana spell that wishes it did what this does. I cannot believe how powerful this card is. Eleanor Gardner, I'm on the fence about usually. This card's Night of Sweet Revenge. This card's a banger. This card will end games. Much like our commander, it turns food into mana more efficiently than our commander, and we can pay 7 mana to make our whole field huge. Another thing that weaponizes the number of food tokens we have. Really like it. And actually tap foods to pay for that ability. So really good, really good. Provisions Merchant's another one I'm on the fence about. Another one that's like 1 mana too expensive. He creates a food, and you can sack a food when he attacks to make all your creatures get +1/+1 trample. You know, maybe it could have been +2/+2, and that would have been better. Or maybe you could be 3 mana, and it'd be better. As he is, he's not great. He doesn't really scale off of food. Problem. Card is really weird, and food isn't known for playing 5 mana value cards. Wicked Wolf is usually pretty good. Comes in and fights something, and then you can sack a food to make him indestructible. And what you can do with him is you can play him, then choose something to fight, and then in response sack a food to make him get bigger and get indestructible. Not only can you make him survive the fight, you can also make him bigger if you need to fight down bigger creatures. He's good. Bosco. Yeah, probably not worth too much. Too much mana. Gladriel, I don't have any rares or wild cards besides the one for my commander. Turn up to one target creature or food card from your graveyard to your... Oh, it's one. And it's not very good. Feasting Troll King is good. But he eats a lot of food to do what he does. I go back and forth on him as well. I mean, we need teeth, and he has teeth. Generous Ent is not a very good card without the forest cycling. Like, it's just a 5/7 for 6 that makes a food and is got reach, but the forest cycling is what makes it good, especially in our deck where we are mono green. So forests are just what we need. So I like this as just early game cycle it away, even late game cycle it away. And then if we need it, I mean 5/7 with reach is not bad. It's not going to hurt us to have. Yeah. Similarly, Orchard Strider, although 2 mana is a huge difference. And he also doesn't have reach. And his stats aren't as good. 6/4 is worse than 5/7, in my opinion. I mean, it's only 1 less power. And that 2 extra toughness makes all the difference, plus reach. The Shire looks good, but tends to underperform. And, I mean, we don't have a ton of legends yet. I think it's just, what, Peregrine took, and our commander, yeah, so it's... I mean, I know it's not a huge downside for it to come in tapped, but it is a downside. And I've lost games because... Wolf's Quarry... Wait, 6 mana is extremely too much for this. Gingerbread Cabin. Another one that... Like, the barrier to entry is not high, but... Like, I just don't need it. Witch's Oven, I love this card. Just anything that happens to get removed by my opponent can turn into a food or 2 foods. And you can throw things in the oven that you don't need anymore. It's good to have a sacrifice outlets in any deck, and this one just happens to synergize. Air Pot, another one I go back and forth on. You know, it's like 7 mana to destroy non-land permanent at sorcery speed. And you get a food token, which, I mean, I guess it deals with like artifacts, which green can't. So it's probably good in this deck, or fine in this deck. Come back to that one. Treat Trolley. I love that art. I wish the real life version of this card was this art. It's a Spider-Man card. Unfortunately, it's like a hot dog stand. This art is so much better. But unfortunately the card's not very good. It's fine, but not great. Transmutation Font. This card's idea is cool, but in a purely food deck, it's not super. Also not, I don't think it's worth a mythic. But it should be like rare, maybe. And this one, I know, crazy. I love food so much and I don't have this card. Just haven't gotten around to crafting it. If I have the ability to get another wild card, I will craft this. Put it in for now. That's all the cards that actually say food in the text. Now, let's do type equal food. There's not a lot of cards, but there are some. Heaped Harvest, fantastic card. 3 mana ramp spell, and then it ramps on the way out as a food. Very good. Walk and Marsh, what the... I'm glad this card sucks. I guess it's fine, but I don't want it to be good. It's got pickles on it too. What the hell? Candy Trail is okay. If you need more food, it's fine. Same with like a lot of these like just straight up food cards. They're very similar to each other in feel, and they give you more food density if you need it. They all draw you a card either going in or coming in or going out. Omni. I mean, it's just another riff on all the that. Sir Ginger. Now this one is good, very good. Every time you sack an artifact, or I'm sorry, anytime an artifact goes into your graveyard, this gets bigger, and you get to scry. It is itself a food, and you get trample and hexproof and haste if an opponent has a planeswalker, which sometimes comes up and can be very good. This card is nuts. Love it. Love it. 3 bowls of porridge is a bit of a weird one. A little bit of removal for small stuff. The tap a creature can come in handy, and then it, it goes out as a food. I'm gonna try it. It's another one of those that I'm ever really 100% sure about. Arius Apple is good if you have ways of sacrificing your opponent's creatures. Or sacrificing creatures. A lot of ways. Yes, I know we have Witch's Oven, but that's the only card in the deck that does it. As far as I'm aware. We'll look in a second. For now, we're going to put all these little Tinker artifacts in. No, I'm just not doing it. I don't want to. Golden Egg is fine. Yeah. They all draw cards. Gingerbread's fine. Could be an unblockable creature. He's great to put, like, the Welcome to the Sweet Tooth counters on. Boomy's Feast Lecture would be good on him. Oh wait, no, that's... You get the idea. He's hard to block. He can be hard to block. He is a food. Generally all around pretty good. Okay. Now... there are some other cards, like I know Mutagen. Man. That just came out. Makes activated abilities of artifact tokens. You can cost one. Yes, he's supposed to be built around mutagens, but he makes the food tokens cheap. That's cool. Also, scales. Like, imagine having him with Head of Street Survey. And our commander also turns food into... He'll be really good here. Okay, so... Ooh. Oh. Not 0. Oh. Activated. Oak. Artifact. Kind of along the same lines as this. See what does that. Activated abilities of all land cards in all graveyard. So, okay. There's another thing. Number of artifacts. So, because we're making so, we're gonna have lots of artifacts in a good board state. So, anything that cares about the number of artifacts you have can be good in a deck like this. Like, where is it? What I'm looking for. It's coming up, I think. Shambling suit is not bad, although he never scales his toughness, which is unfortunate. Oh, you know what? I think he's in a different circle. The card I'm talking about is Metal Cyst. Living weapon, +1/+1 for each artifact and or enchantment you control. This card is just, good in a lot of decks. But it's good here too. So that's also each artifact. Another set of words you can say. This card in theory is good. I wish it wasn't only once a turn, but it's also not at its best here. We want it in a deck that's going to be making our end enchantments. Boy, I really wish we had the paper version of Jaheira. Jaheira's paper version says tap, or you can tap tokens to make green, which would make along the same lines as Knight of Sweet's Revenge and her commander is insane. And honestly, he'd be my commander if that card was. Okay. I know there's some other ones. Gotta find. Oh. Hey, look, a mistake. I mean, I should probably be running. I hate cards like that. Really do. Auto includes really dilute people's creativity. We're gonna put it in there for now, but I may end up cutting it. I mean, I like Titan of Industry as kind of a payoff for all the mana we're gonna be making. I mean, yeah, Besaju's gonna go to base. That's pretty fun. I mean, I don't have the rare wild card, but it could be an alternate win condition. Imagine milling an opponent out with a mono green. Barrels of Blasting. Oh my god, that art is... not... no. And then another angle you can go for is cards that care about life gain. Yes, I know. White does it better. But a few cards that benefit from life gain can be good because it's already something we can easily do. Kind of skimming because I know a lot of what these cards are. Well, it would be good here. But I don't have a mythic. And this card, I know it's not a food card, but my recommendation is more people play this card. Especially if you're not green. I know I'm green. But it's Graveyard Hate, and it's ramp. And it's hard to find. It's like, yeah, you kind of want ramp anyway. Yes, it's less useful here. Yes, there's probably better options. But it's not like the best card in the world, but it's worth considering, I think, for pretty much anyone. Yeah, that's when it's almost there because it's got that tramp. But then you realize it's in your graveyard. No, it doesn't work with food. Well, at least not food tokens. Yeah, this is another one of those cards like Nissa. It's just an auto include. Pick it. I might not play it. Problem is, on an arena, you're playing against everyone else who's just going to be doing broken things and for the most part. So you have to try and compete. Here's another one that I like in X. The -2, making you a 0/0 that gets +1/+1 for each artifact you control. I mean, your artifacts. Good. And he's got card draw, which wow, that could be really good. I wish I had another rare wild card for that. Throw that on. Any of your good creatures there. Or even ones that are, if they have an interest. Okay, untap all artifacts. I mean, Unwinding Clock is an undoubtedly powerful card, and it would be very, very good here since Cabbage Man makes us tap our artifacts for mana. But I don't have a rare wild card fair for that. Alright, we're almost done with this search. Karn is almost good. This Karn, except its power and toughness are equal to the greatest mana value number of artifacts. So he doesn't scale off food like you might look at first. The baseline 5/5 because he himself is. I mean, this could be good. It's removal or card draw. And you can tap it for mana for artifact spells, which we have a fair share of. I might run it. I like it. It's fun. I do like Contagion Engine. I have it in paper, but I don't have it on it. That reminds me. Does it? Yeah. I'll probably think of it later. This is another good payoff. Potentially. For all that mana. That card is... But it's also mythic. Steel Hellkite. Love this card. I have a wild card for it right now. I didn't even know it was on Arena until... Well, that's pretty cool. It's like a board wipe that also destroys a... Kind of neat. Portal to Phyrexia is probably a fine payoff. I like Market Back Walker and Hanger Back Walker. Okay, so yeah. An artifact enter. There's at least one card I know that likes artifacts entering. Two cards. One of them is Teething Wormlet. He has Death Touch if you have 3 more artifacts. He gains you life every time an artifact comes out, and he gets bigger for the first one. And he's a 1-drop, so like low barrier to entry here. Like I wish he kind of has a similar ability to this guy's, but he's more focused on the artifacts, which Archivist I don't think is worth a craft. It's fine, but Saren's Steel Seeker, favorite artifact or food token. Every time a food comes out, if he's on the field, you get to look at the top card of your deck. If it's land, you can kill it, put it in your hand. If not, you can put it in your graveyard. Especially good with Samwise Gamgee, because Samwise Gamgee lets you sacrifice 3 foods, get something out of your graveyard. So you can almost always just dump whatever's on top if it's not a land, and then get it back later. Churn through your deck, get a bunch of land. I like him a lot. I am getting high on cards, although I do have a bunch of maybes, so I can eliminate them to some more. What you might call veggies. Cards you need, but you don't really want to focus on. Wow. That is literally just better. Oh shoot, what's the elf? You're gonna elf that destroys an artifact or really just that, but better. Rangeling? Pretty good. Okay, yeah, Reclamation Sage. Essentially Reclamation Sage, but for any tribe, including elves and shamans. Tranquil Fill back is among a breed of cards I really like that, well, like Rex Sage, are versatile. It has graveyard hate. It can blow up artifacts and enchantments. I don't Rex Sage, and it can also get life. It can also do all of them and creature. Good stuff. Let's see, it's Chariot. Can make you more food. It's also just a strong card in general. It's 4 mana for 2 2/2s and can make more 2/2s. Can make more of other tokens you have. I like it. Oh man, this card's insane. Unfortunately, it doesn't trigger off of tokens. So, I can understand why. Oh, nope. Only stuff in your grave. That's pretty good. Acidic Slime can be good. I mean, it's nice to have ways to destroy lands. There are a few boogie lands. Boogeyman. Another one that's pretty versatile. Not quite as good as the Frillback, in my opinion, but has good stats. And can pump something else, kill something that's a creature. Might be worth it. It's a maybe. Another good one. Playing. Henge. It's crazy. Same with Vaultborn Tyrant. Like, it's a 6/6 that enters, draws you a card, gains you 3 life, and dies to make another that does the same thing. What more could you ask for? Another unfortunate auto-include type of card. I really would run Alter the Brood if I had the wild. It would be funny. Pretty cool little card. Unblessed Pennant. Gives life gain. Like, goblins might like this card. Anytime you have a goblin come out, you gain a life. Only 1 mana too? Wow. And it can get you a key goblin back, or, you know, whatever of those other ones, but I really like it in goblins because mono red tends to not have as much life gain. Wrong. Yeah, Drix Interlacer would be good. I'll have the rare. Arena only card. All right. Some of these quickly. We want to test this before I am done for the night. I better get through it. Huh. This was in paper, it'd be really good. Any kind of tribal deck. I don't know. I don't think it's very good. Because it's too slow. It'd be good in paper for commander, where you don't need to be as fast, depending on your play group. Tezzeret would be one I'd probably food, except I don't have the wild cards for it. But that'll be good here. Yeah, I'll probably run Key to the Archive, honestly. Braxel. Win, gain, life. This is going to be the last search. I'm sure there's probably things I'm missing. Haywire Might's always work. It's not as egregious as some of the other ones, but and I do think it's very, very good. They even buffed it on Arena. Better than it was. Crazy. Virulent Emissary. That's very interesting. Like a, a Soul Sister, but has Death Touch. That's really cool, actually. Huh. Let's see what else. Oh, there's some cards that I care about. This one does, but it's not like this has combo potential, but it's not like played fairly. It's I know there's cards in green that care about you gaining one. Okay, where are they? They exist. Wow, there's barely less than I thought there was on here. All right. Well, folks, I do need to log off for just a while, but I will probably be back online. I'm not sure how long yet. For now, I'm going to log off and hopefully see you later tonight. Thanks for watching, and when we do tune back in, I will finish up this deck and we'll try it out. I am going to actually take a screenshot of the cards that are. Get what they are. Righty. And with that, folks, thanks for watching. Hit that like button, consider subscribing, and I will see you later tonight.